Good evening everyone and welcome to Gundam News. This time all about Bandai's latest hobby new item info event, where they announced all of their Gunpla and other model kit releases for January, February and March. Or at least most of their releases, because for some reason the new releases for the 30-minute series will be announced at a later, as of yet undetermined date. So it could be tomorrow, it could be in a few weeks, or knowing my luck, it could be exactly the moment when I upload this video. Oh, and just to make sure, but all of the releases that we'll be talking about today are regular releases, like regular retail releases. And that even includes the 2 deluxe editions that we'll be talking about in this video. So I'll have all of them linked down below. And first up, we've got the Gunpla releases. And the one thing I was right about was that we were going to get a lot of unexpected releases. And what also surprised me was just the sheer amount of releases that were announced. So let's immediately get started with January. And here we immediately get a kit that I am absolutely certain nobody was expecting. The Figurized Standard Tiffa Adill for 4,180 yen, 28 US. If you had told me that we were getting a Figurized Standard kit for the GQuuuuuX anniversary, my money, and probably all of your money too, would have been on characters like Rolina, Rain, or Allenby. But here we are with a Tiffa Adill kit. And they definitely didn't hold back for this release, because she's coming with a lot of accessories, both expected and unexpected. We've got a chair accompanied with a sitting skirt part, praying hands, hands holding onto the dome, open hands, closed fist hands, a pointing right hand, grippy hands to hold onto the included G controller, which is of course one of the most important accessories of the entire series. You can choose between her regular hair or loose hair, and she comes with 3 different faceplates. 2 are pre-printed and have her either smiling or looking slightly grumpy to the side, and then the 3rd one is blank, allowing you to go for the expression of your choice with the included water slide decals. So yeah, for the future, I wonder if we'll be getting a Garrett figure to go along with her. On the one hand, they're one of Gundam's best couples, so just having Tiffa by herself just feels kinda wrong. But on the other hand, the Gundam Figurized Standard figures have been exclusively female. Even though from other anime, we have gotten male Figurized Standard figures, so maybe Garrett is going to be the one to, like, break the mold. I don't think so, but it would be cool. And the next up was another kit that I wasn't really expecting, at least not yet. The high-grade Legend Gundam for 3,080 yen, 21 US. Now, this thing getting an upgraded kit makes sense, but I would have expected the Gaia Gundam to get a, revive before the Legend Gundam, especially since the Gaia was teased way back when for the next RE100 model kit. And while almost none of those teased kits were made into actual RE100s, many of them were turned into other grades instead. But we're getting the Legend Gundam now, and for the most part, it comes with exactly the stuff that you'd be expecting. We've got the high energy beam rifle, 2 beam javelins with 2 beam saber blade effect parts, 1 beam shield, and a lot of dragoons with a lot going on. The backpack itself is movable, just like it was in the show, and then the smaller dragoons are on a hinge joint each, allowing them to be easily fired while still on the backpack. And to display them flying around, you can combine them with the separately sold weapons display base. Plus, we're also getting 2 beam effect parts for the big dragoon pods, allowing you to make quite the impressive display with this kit. Other included accessories and gimmicks are an open left hand, the ability to combine the beam javelins, and the seed action system, giving the Legend Gundam some amazing articulation. Oh, and talking about that weapon display base, you probably all remember this set as being part of the Witch from Mercury Gunpla lineup, but it's now getting a more generic re-release, or maybe I shouldn't really say re-release, because unlike many of those other like rebranded option kits, this one is a bit different, and for non-Witch from Mercury kits, a better deal even. It now goes for 770 yen, 5 US, instead of 550 yen, but it now comes with 4 base plates, 6 long arms, and 6 short arms, which is double the amount that was included in the Witch from Mercury set. What's not shown in the promotional images then are the specific Witch from Mercury connector pieces. But the product page does list joint parts as being included, so maybe it still comes with those connectors, making it objectively superior for both Witch from Mercury kits and regular kits, or it might not come with those specific parts, to like save on costs. But this would then still make it the superior set for a lot of other kits. And for even more display options, we've got the Action Base 7 and Option Box 1 White. For 1,595 yen, 11 US, you're getting 2 Action Base 7s, which you should be familiar with, and 2 storage boxes that go underneath them. A big one and a small one. And this could be a really cool and convenient way to store some extra accessories, especially for kits that only come with a few spare parts that could be easily lost. Like, you're not gonna store a striker pack in one of these things, but it should be plenty of space for some hands, a smaller gun, and some other small accessories. Next up then, I said that I was expecting GQuuuuuX model kits going forward to be relegated to Premium Bandai. And fortunately for GQuuuuuX fans, I was very much mistaken with this guess, because for 2,860 yen, 19 US, you'll be able to get the high-grade GQuuuuuX Endymion unit active version. And well, that is pretty much what it is. A remold of the standard GQuuuuuX, but now with different shoulders and calves that have the awakened Endymion unit effect parts on them. And also a new action-based connection part. Other than that, it's all the same as the original release, so we're still getting a shield, the beam rifle, the Tominosuke Heat Hawk, 2 beam sabers with beam saber blade effect parts, a core fighter part, and the choice between either an open head or a closed head. And finally, for 1,650 yen, 11 US, you'll be able to get the option part set Gunpla 19 fin funnels. But while it does come with 6 fin funnels, it also comes with some other cool accessories for your entry-grade new Gundam, or whichever other Gunpla you decide to give it to. There's the new Hyper Bazooka, a small beam saber with standard beam saber blade effect part, a large beam saber with 2 beam saber blade effect parts, some joint parts, and a new backpack, which will allow your entry-grade new Gundam to carry 2 sets of fin funnels at once. And of course, these fin funnels are also compatible with the aforementioned weapon display base. So now you will finally be able to build a complete entry-grade new Gundam. But before we go to February, there's still one kinda Gunpla-related thing that they announced. For 990 yen a piece, 7 US, you'll be able to get one of 4 Gunpla-Kun Keychains. There's Il-Stripla-Kun, Built-Stripla-Kun, Zeopla-Kun, and Dompla-Kun. All names that just roll off the tongue in English. On to February then, where Bandai really kept up with the Gunpla onslaught. Starting with a kit that can be extremely exciting or extremely boring, depending on who you ask. For 12,540 yen, 85 US, we are getting the Master Grade Full Armor Double Zeta Gundam version Katoki. So, who used the monkey paw to wish for a new Master Grade Gunpla? Because, let's face it, despite being a new Master Grade, This thing is going to be an almost identical parts and color variant of the Master Grade Fats version Katoki that we got 5 years ago. And yes, that is technically how you're supposed to pronounce the full Armor Double Zeta Gundam from Sentinel. And like, the price is almost identical, and in terms of looks, the biggest difference between these two is the color scheme. And as for parts differences, like, if we look at the old non-Katoki Master Grades, I'm guessing that only the head is going to be different. So yeah, again, pretty much identical kits. And during editing, I also noticed that the beam rifle is different. So that's 2 differences, plus the color scheme. We don't have much in terms of pictures yet, but the description does tell us that the armor can be purged to replicate the enhanced Double Zeta Gundam, the double beam rifle can be handheld or attached to the arm, and the Hyper Mega Cannon can be hooked up to the backpack by removing one of the missiles. So nothing unexpected here. And for even more information, you might just want to check out the review of the Master Grade Fats version Katoki. Our second big announcement, though, was a completely new kit. The Master Grade Super Deformed Destiny Gundam for 4,950 yen, 34 US. And as with previous Master Grade Super Deformed kits, this thing is absolutely packed to the brim with like details and cool gimmicks. Starting on the inside, we've got a fully featured inner frame that even covers the V-fin. And on top of that, some of the parts are also made with real metallic gloss injection to make it just that little bit extra impressive. And both the eyes and the main camera are also super detailed. As for the accessories, the Master Grade Super Deformed Destiny again goes that one step beyond. We get the usual accessories like the shield, a beam shield, the beam rifle, 2 beam boomerangs, the Arandite with beam blade effect part, and the beam cannon, but we also get 2 pairs of beam effects for the beam boomerangs, 1 short pair and 1 long pair, and a set of Wings of Light, which unfortunately is not something that we always get with the base Destiny Gundam. Sometimes we do, but I think that is actually the exception. And in addition to that, the Arandite and the beam cannon come with a model kit exclusive feature. The tip of the Arandite can extend, and the barrel of the beam cannon can open up slightly, revealing some of that really cool mechanical detail underneath the hood. The one thing that I didn't see mentioned though were effect parts for the Palma Fiocine, so that might be the one thing that is missing from this otherwise extremely powerful offering. Oh, and we're also getting a slide of marking stickers. Going down a bit in price then, we got the high-grade Gustav Karl Type 00 for 3,850 yen, 26 US. Definitely quite a price for a high grade, but the Gustav Karl is quite a chunky unit that also comes with a nice array of accessories and gimmicks. It comes with 2 beam sabers with beam saber blade effect parts and the ability to store them inside of the skirt armor, a shield that's on a movable arm connected to the backpack so it can move freely on its own, and a beam rifle and bazooka that both come with 2 of my favorite bonus features. It looks like we're only getting a right trigger finger hand, but because the bazooka can be held in the regular holding hands, the Gustav Karl can dual wield its weapons, and they can also be stored on the backpack when not in use. And on top of that, we're also getting a slide of marking stickers, and despite being such a chunky machine, we're also promised that it does have good mobility, although the jury is still out on how accurate that is, because the promotional images don't exactly show it in any crazy poses. For 3,630 and then 25 US, we are getting a kit that I was almost certain was going to be a premium Bandai kit instead, but it turned into a regular release. The high-grade Challia custom rig dome GQuuuuuX version. And out of everything that was announced, this is the thing that I have the least to say about because it is a literal color variant of the Gaia/Ortega Rigdom. We've got one giant bazooka, 2 heat sabers, 2 grappling hooks, 1 wire, and 3 legs. Like, again, I'm shocked that this thing isn't a premium Bandai kit. So quickly moving along to our cheapest announcement, the SD Gundam X Standard Gundam Barbs, which will retail for only 660 yen for US. But despite that price, it still comes with its signature weapons. The mace, the longsword, and the smoothbore gun. And if that isn't enough, it is also compatible with stuff from the high-grade kits. Just be prepared to do some painting because this thing isn't going to look anywhere close to its promotional images, I'm pretty sure. And finally for February, we've got the option part set Gunpla-20 Ride-On set. It'll go for 1,980 yen, 13 US, and like so many other option part set Gunpla kits, this is a simple re-release of a Build Series kit, but with like a new box that drops the Build Series branding. This time though, rather than being a re-release of a single kit, it is a re-release of 2 kits, being the Mega Ride Launcher and the Machine Rider. And both are kits that are meant for your Gunpla to ride on. And, well, that is everything I've got to say about this. In March, then, we have something really weird, especially considering how many releases we got for January and February. We got nothing. And even if you look back to the past, like, as far as I can remember, we've maybe had like a month where we got one disappointing release, but I can't immediately remember a month where we got literally no Gunpla releases. So I feel like Bandai is keeping something from us. Like, I refuse to believe that we are not going to get any Gunpla in March. Maybe it's like a Hathaway's flash kit of a mobile suit that's yet to be shown, or maybe they're going to be announcing a new Gundam anime soon, and then in March we're going to get like the lead Gundam of that anime. We'll have to wait and see what happens, but again, I think it's highly unlikely that we're not going to get anything in March. But I could be mistaken. So back to January we go with the non-Gundam and non-30-minute announcements. And here, one of the big things was the 1/1000 scale wave motion experiment ship Ginga from Be Forever Yamato Rebel 3199. The Ginga will set you back 6,050 yen, 41 US, and is ready to take on any enemy thrown at it. We are getting 3 sets of 3 main gun firing effect parts, being short, medium, and long, a Cosmo Zero, a Cosmo Zero with extra missile pods, 2 Cosmo Tiger 2s, 2 Cosmo Tiger 2 3-seaters, a display base with room for the little fighters as well, waterside decals, and 2 bridge dome parts. There's a clear blue one that you can use just as is, or you can go for the completely clear one, which is for use with the separately sold LED set. Whichever one you go for though, it is promising to be a very impressive looking kit. And our second flagship announcement was the high-grade 1/100 scale VF31S Siegfried Arad Mölders custom. Of course, a remold of the VF31J Siegfried, but with different colors and the S-type head. So the details of this new kit shouldn't surprise you. The base kit will set you back 5,500 yen, 37 US, and while it can be changed into all 3 forms, it is a parts warmer. Something that is done to achieve maximum anime accuracy and maximum articulation, while also retaining structural integrity. So you win some, you lose some. And to achieve maximum color accuracy, Bandai used their patented insert molding to mold several colors onto a single part. As for the accessories, it comes with a set of landing gear, 2 pilot figures, a Mikumo Gainomir figure, 2 knives, a movable minigun pod, and a polarized canopy that can be opened and closed. For the big Mikomo fans then, they can also go for the deluxe version. For 8,250 yen, 56 US, this set comes with everything included in the standard version, plus an acrylic stand and waterside decals featuring newly drawn illustrations of Mikomo. And the back of that acrylic stand isn't just like blank as with most acrylic stands, it actually features the back of Mikomo. And for 770 and 5 US, you can buy a sheet of waterside decals for that VF31S. Next up then, for 3,630 yen, 25 US, we have the high-grade Ryoumaru. A thing that I know literally nothing about, other than that it's apparently still a pretty popular thing because I just keep seeing this thing around. So what does this high-grade version have to offer us? Well, first of all, despite being such a chunky kit, the blocks on the side of the chest can be pulled out to give the arms better articulation, and the waist can also be pulled out to give the legs better articulation. So, not too shabby. As for the accessories, we've got the Horyu sword, the sheath shield, a forehead piece for when the Horyu sword is activated, and parts to transform the Ryoumaru into its Ho-Oh or Phoenix mode. And to wrap up January, there is the Pokemon Plastic Model Collection Quick number 25 Flareon, or Booster as it's called in Japanese. But however you want to call this fiery evolution, it'll set you back 858 yen, 6 US, and it's designed to be a model kit that you can quickly and easily finish. You don't even need any nippers to remove the parts from the gates, you can just rip them off and slap them together. In February then, we are getting a brand new line of Poképla, the Pokemon Plastic Model Collection Fossil Pokemon series. As the name indicates, this new line will focus on fossil Pokemon, and it also comes with an extra gimmick. You start to build them from their skeleton, meaning that you have the option to display them in either their fossil form, their dead form, or their alive form. And the first two kits from this series are Aerodactyl for 2,200 yen, 15 US, and Tyrantrum for 2,640 yen, 18 US. Although, unfortunately for Tyrantrum, we don't have any images of the actual kit yet. We just have some concept images. Also, both kits will have a stand to put them on. And for the future, I'm really hoping that we'll also get a Kabuto and a Kabutops. If they release those, I definitely gotta get those. And that was everything for February, so on to March we go with another Macross release. The high-grade VF25F Messiah Valkyrie Saotome Alto Custom, which comes with a deal that was very similar to the Siegfried that we're getting in January. First up, you can get the standard set for 4,730 yen, 32 US. The machine again uses parts formation to switch between Batroid, Gerwalk, and Fighter, but in return we're getting some very good articulation. The shoulders can extend, and the waist promises to be very flexible. As for the accessories, it comes with a gun pod, a knife that can be stored in the shield, a stand, a set of landing gear, 4 pilot figures, a Cheryl Nome figure, and a polarized canopy that can be opened and closed. But again, if you want to go all the way, you can get the deluxe version, which will come with everything that the standard version came with, plus an acrylic stand and waterside decals featuring new artwork of Cheryl Nome. Unfortunately though, that new artwork is still a secret, but they also did tell us that the back of the acrylic stand will feature the back of Cheryl. I forgot to write down the exact price, but it was around 7,000 yen. I will have the price on screen right now. And you can also get a set of waterside decals for the thing for 770 yen, 5 US. And after another Macross release, we're also getting another Rebel 3199 release. The non-scale Mecha Collection Space Battleship Yamato 3199, third remodel, Medal Award Ceremony Commemorative Paint version. This kit goes for only 1,100 yen, 7 US, but it does still come with some cool accessories. Other than a display base, it comes with effect parts for the engines, you can choose to have the wing stabilizers deployed or not, and it comes with a sheet of water slide decals. Next up then, we got 3 announcements of a series that I never expected to be discussing on this channel. One Piece. First up from the Netflix series, there is the One Piece Grand Ship Collection Going Merry, a Netflix series One Piece version. It goes for 2,530 yen, 17 US, and it seems to be a completely different kit from the anime version, even down to the water effect parts. And as you can tell from the promotional images, it comes with a display base to display the full ship, or you can remove the bottom and display it with those aforementioned water effect parts. And from the anime series, we're getting 2 sets of 2 chopper robos for 1,870 yen a set, 13 US. There's Unit 2 Heavy Armor and Unit 3 Horn Dozer, and Unit 4 Kung Fu Tracer and Unit 5 Walkhopper. But rather than being new kits, I'm fairly certain that these are simply repackagings of previously released kits, but now as a twin set, because not only do they look identical, but even their features are identical. No tools are required to build the kits, as you can simply rip the parts from the runners, and each robot comes with a sitting and a standing chopper with interchangeable faceplates. And in addition to being able to use the mechs by themselves, you can also combine them. Unit 2 and 3 can be combined, Unit 4 and 5 can be combined, and then all 5 units can be combined into King Brain. Unit 1, though, as far as I can tell, is not getting a new release, so I'm assuming that the old kit is just going to get a re-release in March to go along with the 2 new sets. For another completely new kit then, we go to the Figure-Eye Standard Kamen Rider New Number 1, going for 4,180 yen, 28 US. The kit comes with a wide range of articulation, an action base 6 to help you pull off even crazier poses, a variety of hand options, and 2 different scarves. One that's hanging over his shoulder, and then a more dynamic one that is fluttering in the wind. And what I almost forgot to talk about were the March Pokemon releases. For 858 yen a piece, 6 US, you'll be able to get the Pokemon Plamo Collection Quick Lite, Pikachu, Eevee, Charmander, Squirtle, and Bulbasaur. The models themselves are the same as their Pokemon Plamo Collection Quick counterparts, but the Lite means that they don't have any runners that you have to remove the parts from, making these kits perfect for kids and beginners. And then last, but definitely not least, we've got the Figure-Eye Standard Amplified Slifer the Executive Producer. It goes for 9,900 yen, 67 US, and both of its mouths are movable. But since we only have the one promotional image, that is everything that we know so far. It comes with a base, which is not shown, a wire that is listed as part of its accessories, but again, it's not shown in the image, and we're also getting a PET sheet, which I'm guessing is used for the wings. So yeah, stay tuned for more information on this thing. And what you can also stay tuned for is the announcements of the 30-minute series. Depending on how much information we're getting, I'll turn that either into its own dedicated video or simply as part of like a regular Gundam news video. But that has been all for Gundam's new item info thing. Definitely quite the mixed bag. We got some exciting announcements, we got the full armored Double Zeta Gundam, and we somehow got March, where so far no Gunplas have been announced at all. So yeah, we'll have to see what happens with that. As always, a big thank you to the Patreon supporters. I hope everyone watching has a great evening, and I'll see you all tomorrow with more Gundam news.